Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than my other videos. We are going to be doing a budget my paycheck with me. I've actually filmed a bunch of these videos on short form content, so like TikTok, Instagram, and also YouTube shorts. But I thought it would be fun to make like a longer video for you guys, kind of going more into depth of how I budget my paycheck and kind of like my payday routine. So I like to do this twice a month. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing my most recent paycheck that I got at the end of September and kind of how I budget that. I also just want to start off by saying this is just what works for me, and obviously different people have different expenses, have different ways of living. This is kind of just what I do and what has been working for me ever since starting my job as a new grad nurse. I've been working as a nurse for almost 6 months now, so I'm kind of learning my routine and how I can best save money and also enjoy my life at the same time. I really like to use this budget tracker on Notion, which I will show you guys when I'm inputting all of my information, but it is the 50-30-20 budget tracker, and essentially it divides your income. So once you put in your total income for the month, it'll divide your income into 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and then 20% for savings and investing. But personally, what I like to do is I set up my nursing paycheck to half go in my savings and half go in my checking account. I do have a high yield savings account, so I do earn a little bit more interest on that savings account. So I like to have half of my paycheck go in there from the start. That way I literally don't even look at the money and I just pretend like I only got paid half of what I actually did, if that makes any sense at all. That's just how my brain works. But also I do make a little bit of extra money from doing social media on the side. So from brand deals, from YouTube AdSense, and a little bit from Amazon affiliates as well. So I have included that in this video so you guys like get a full picture of my total income and you're not just looking at my nursing income, because I feel like that can be kind of deceiving. If you're looking at my nursing income and thinking, how is this girl surviving on this amount of money and putting this much in her savings, if that makes sense. So I wanted to give you guys the full picture. Also, I would like to say that I am very fortunate to be able to be saving this much money right now, because when I was in nursing school, I was literally not saving barely anything. I was putting like $25 into my Roth, and my savings account was pretty much being used every month to pay bills. So if you are currently in a stage of life where you're not able to save money, that is okay, because we all go through that. Being in school, you're not working very much and it's really hard to save money. So honestly, saving a little bit of money is better than nothing because it'll compound over time. So like having that $25 that I was putting into my Roth that was actually making me money, instead of putting it into my savings where it's just gonna sit there. Unless you have a high yield savings account, then you do earn a little bit of interest. Okay, let's jump into how I budget my paycheck. So like I said, this is the second paycheck that I'm receiving for the month. The first half of my expenses I've already input into my budget tracker, and I'm now adding my second half of the month expenses. So I'm just kind of adding on top of what I already have in my budget tracker. So starting off with my income, my nursing paycheck was $2,896 after taxes and after my 401k contribution. So like I said, half of this is going directly into my savings account and half of it is going into my checking account to pay my bills and whatnot. My high yield savings account is through Ally Bank. Personally, I love it. I signed up for that as soon as I got my nursing job, and you guys, it is crazy how much more interest you make on a high yield savings account than you do like in an actual just normal savings account with like barely any interest accruing. So like for instance, my checking account is through Travis, and I used to also have my savings account in there as well, and I would literally make like 10 cents a month on interest in that savings account, and now I'm making like $50 a month, which is like a nice chunk of change, you know, for literally not doing anything, just having your money sit in a savings account. Anywho, moving on. So that was my first source of income, is my nursing job. My second source of income is social media. So for brand deals this month, I made $1,050, and then for YouTube AdSense, I made $668. For Amazon affiliates, I also made $41, and that is all for my income for the last 2 weeks of the month. And moving into expenses, so I pay my rent at the beginning of the month, so I'm not including that in today's video because I have already paid that, but just for reference, I do pay $1,000 a month for rent. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, I do technically live in 2 different places right now because I work in the Central Valley, which is 3 hours from Sacramento, which is where I primarily live. So me and my fiance, we have a house in Sacramento, but he's actually paying the mortgage for that, and then I'm paying rent at the place that I live at in the Central Valley. So luckily I'm personally not paying for 2 homes, but we are together, so it kind of sucks right now. But I know that this is not a forever thing, and I'm still on the hunt for jobs in Sacramento, but no luck yet. Anyways, just wanted to throw that out there because I'm not including my rent in today's video, but moving on. Also, I like to put $500 into my Roth IRA every month, and this just comes out of my account automatically. I feel like this is the easiest way to save and invest, is to just automate things so you don't have to actually do anything with it once you set it up. So I have $500 come out at the end of the month, and then I pretty much have that just reinvest every month into the stocks that I already have in my Roth. So I literally don't have to do anything, which is nice, and I don't even think about the money that just disappears. Okay, my next expenses are more of things that I need to spend my money on. So my first one is gas. I spent $114.73 on gas for the last 2 weeks of the month, and I know this is definitely a lot, but I drive 3 hours to where I work, like I said, so I do have to fill up my tank a lot. Luckily, I drive a Honda Insight, so it's a hybrid, and it's definitely a lot cheaper to fill up than a lot of other cars, and living in California, gas is so freaking expensive. That can definitely come down once I'm working closer to where I live, but for now we're spending a pretty penny on gas. My next need, which is not really a need, it's more of a want, but at the same time, I don't know, I just put in the needs category, is my phone bill. So I do pay my phone bill and my fiance's, and that comes out to $154 a month, so that includes like data and then our phone bill for both of us. Next necessity I have is groceries. I spent $262 on groceries. I try my best to limit my grocery spending, but it's so freaking hard. Groceries are expensive, but I do like to meal plan every single week to make sure that I'm actually using up all the groceries that I have and not wasting anything, which I feel like definitely saves me a lot of money when it comes to groceries. I also like to shop at more affordable grocery stores such as Aldi, Trader Joe's, and sometimes Walmart, but I hate the Walmart near where I live, so I usually don't shop there. I usually shop at Trader Joe's, honestly, which is definitely a lot cheaper than like Sprouts and Whole Foods, which is kind of where I used to like to shop. Love those stores, but they're just so expensive. My next necessity is food. I guess this isn't really a necessity because this is more like eating out, not buying groceries. So I spent $164.60 on food, which that's definitely a lot, but me and my fiance went out to like a fancier dinner this month and I paid for that, so that was like majority of where that came from. No regrets, because that was a really good restaurant and it was a really fun date night. And then moving on to the wants category. So the first one that I have is tickets. So I actually bought 2 football tickets for me and my fiance to go to the 49ers game this month, which was $160.82, which is definitely not a purchase that I make often, but it was kind of impulsive, honestly, because my friend was like, you should come to the game, and I was like, okay, fine. And so I bought 2 tickets for me and my fiance to go, and it was fun. Moving on, my next wants are a few subscriptions that I have for being a content creator. So the first one is TubeBuddy, which helps with like YouTube optimization things. I don't even really know what it does, honestly, I forget. Like, it helps with like keywords, I think, but I spend $4.50 on it a month. I also have a Canva subscription, which is $12.99 a month, which is what I use to make my thumbnails, so definitely worth it. And then a few other purchases. I spent $116.34 at Target. Not really sure what I bought there, but you know those random Target trips that you make for snacks for literally whatever? I could definitely cut down on that. And then same with Amazon. I spent $92 on Amazon. I could go back and look what I bought, but honestly, I buy a lot of things on Amazon for the house, random clothing items, just random things. And then I spent $8.78 at Dunkin', which I'm pretty sure I'll get reimbursed for because I have an Amex card, and every month with Amex you get, I believe it's $10 a month for Dunkin' credits, so I think I'm gonna get reimbursed for that, hopefully. Next, I spent $335 on clothes this month, which is definitely a lot more than I usually spend, but I actually bought 3 dresses to potentially wear for the Eras tour because I'm going in November, and I'm obviously going to return 2 of them, so I will get some money back for this. But I also bought some Skims clothes this month, so definitely spent more on clothing than I usually do. And then lastly, I have my ClassPass membership, which is $59 a month, which I'm absolutely obsessed with, and I think this is the best money that I honestly spend. I get to go to different studios and experience different classes, and it's honestly so fun. If you guys haven't heard of ClassPass or haven't used it, you should definitely try it out. You can get a month for free, and you can kind of just do different classes like within your area, and it's so fun. I feel like it's worth it because so many different workout studios are over $100 a month. these days. So class pass for $59 a month, you get to try out a bunch of different classes. I think it's 100% worth it. So those are all of my expenses for the month. I also just wanted to say that I put all of my expenses on my credit cards, and I currently have 4 different credit cards that I use, and primarily I use my Amex card for most things because you actually get like 4x points for spending money on groceries, which is what I spend majority of my money on. So that's why I have my Amex card, and then you can use those points for like travel, for hotels, for a bunch of different things. They also have certain perks, like you get $10 credit for Dunkin' a month, you get $15 I believe credit for Uber a month. There's a bunch of different perks with Amex. My other credit cards that I use are the Citi Costco card because I like to get gas at Costco, so I try to use that as much as possible when getting gas, and also whenever I go to Costco and stock up on bulk items, I use my Costco card for that. My other credit card that I have is the Southwest card. I used to use that one a lot more for like everyday purchases and groceries, but then I realized that that card doesn't really have as good of perks as the Amex card. That's why I signed up for Amex, but I do like Southwest cards because you can redeem them for flights, obviously, and I've gotten a couple free flights using that card. And then my other credit card that I signed up for a long time ago is a Whole Foods credit card because that one you get, I think it's like 4% back if you spend money at Whole Foods or you spend money on Amazon. So I used to shop a lot more at Whole Foods than I do now, but I still use that credit card for Amazon purchases, so I get a little bit of money back there. But I'm not encouraging anyone to go out and get a credit card. Definitely do your research because credit cards can be dangerous, but if you pay them off in full and you use them responsibly, then there are obviously a lot of benefits to putting your expenses on credit cards, like getting rewards and boosting your credit score. And yeah, I always like to pay my credit cards in full. I try to do it like twice a month. When I get paid, I'll just go and pay off all my credit cards at once. I do have it set to like auto pay, but I try to pay it off before even the auto pay comes out. And then lastly, I wanted to mention, I literally just thought of this yesterday, that I want to kind of start a savings plan to save up $100,000 for a down payment on a house eventually. And I was kind of doing the math, and at the rate that I'm going right now, it would take me roughly 2.5 years to get $100,000 into my bank account. So that's kind of a long time. But me and my fiance are planning to buy another house within the next few years. So yeah, I'll have to put more thought into how I'm gonna get to that 100K savings. Let me know if you guys want a video on that, because I think that'd be kind of fun. My journey to 100K. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it was definitely a little bit of a different video than I usually film, but honestly, I am obsessed with talking about finances and like budgeting and stuff. I'm a nerd, okay? I don't know why, I just love numbers, and like I've always been this way, and it's just really fun to me. So that is how I budget my paycheck as a nurse. Let me know if you guys want to see videos like this in the future. I will definitely film some more. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.